My parents paid for my sister's dreams, and they told me mine could wait, and for a long time I believed them. Because when you grow up inside a house where support has a direction, you don't question the current, you just learn how to float quietly without making waves. Whenever she spoke about her future, about what she wanted to become, about where she wanted to go, the room leaned in toward her like gravity had shifted. Conversations paused, money appeared, plans were rearranged. Encouragement poured out so naturally it felt automatic, as if her success was already written and everyone else was just helping it arrive on time. And when I spoke, when I carefully tried to share my own dreams, my own ideas, my own hopes for a future I hadn't fully figured out yet, they smiled not coolly, not angrily, but gently and politely. The way people smile when they are listening without hearing. And then the subject drifted somewhere safer, somewhere more convenient, somewhere that didn't require commitment. They always said the same thing, always in the same calm tone, always wrapped in reason. Be patient, as if patience was wisdom and not postponement. As if waiting wouldn't quietly teach me that my desires were optional. At first, I tried to be patient the way they wanted me to be. I tried to believe that timing was fair, that effort would eventually be noticed, that love and support would balance out if I just stayed quiet long enough. But patience slowly stopped feeling like hope and started feeling like a habit. And that habit became an invisible cage, because while I was learning how to wait, life was moving forward without me. Opportunities were passing quietly, and no one was holding the door open for my turn. I learned how to shrink my expectations, how to fold my excitement before it reached my voice, how to soften my ambition so it wouldn't feel like a burden to anyone else. And I became very good at pretending I didn't want much, even when wanting burned quietly inside me. I watched from the sidelines as support was given freely to someone else, and I told myself it was fine, that I was strong, that I didn't need the same things, even though strength was never supposed to mean being alone. Somewhere along the way, without a dramatic moment, without an argument, without a declaration, something inside me shifted. I realized that waiting had become a way of disappearing, and that if I didn't choose myself soon, no one else ever would. So one night, quietly, without telling anyone, without asking permission, without needing approval, I stopped waiting. I stopped explaining my dreams to people who kept setting them down gently and walking away. I stopped hoping someone would finally notice, and I started working in silence. While the house slept, while lights were off, while the world felt distant, I stayed awake under dim lamps with tired eyes and heavy thoughts, teaching myself what no one had offered to teach me, learning through mistakes no one saw, failing where it was safe to fail, starting over again and again without encouragement, without reassurance, without applause. There were nights I cried quietly because I didn't have the energy to explain my pain to people who never asked about it. Mornings I woke up already exhausted, carrying determination that came from knowing no one was coming to rescue me. Moments when quitting felt logical and rest felt unreachable. But I kept going because discipline was the only form of support I had access to. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't fast, it wasn't fair, but it was mine. Discipline replaced encouragement, Consistency replaced validation. Routine replaced hope. Slowly, almost invisibly, something began to change. Not in the way movies show it, not with sudden success or loud victories or instant recognition, but with quiet progress that stacked on top of itself day after day, month after month, year after year. The kind of progress that doesn't look impressive until it's undeniable. While I was building, while I was growing into myself, the silence remained, and I learned how to live inside it, how to find peace without permission, how to trust my own voice when no one else echoed it back. Until one day, my life finally looked like something they could understand. Something measurable, something familiar enough to be respected, something that fit their definition of success. Suddenly, questions appeared. Curiosity replaced indifference. Conversations opened where silence had lived for years. They asked how I did it, how I managed, how I got here, as if it had all happened overnight, as if the years of being overlooked, underestimated, and quietly dismissed hadn't shaped me into someone stronger than they ever imagined. I didn't rush to answer because some people help you build the dream, and others only show up when it's finished, and I had learned the difference the hard way. I learned what it meant to grow without applause, to succeed without witnesses, to become someone solid without anyone studying you along the way. I realized that fading in late was never a weakness. It was preparation, it was survival, it was strength built where support was missing. I faded in late not because I lacked ambition, but because I was busy becoming unbreakable, because I had to grow roots before I could be seen standing tall. And when I finally arrived, when I finally took up space without apologizing for it, I didn't arrive fragile, I didn't arrive unsure, I didn't arrive asking for approval. I arrived steady, grounded, and uncheckable, carrying every quiet night, every unnoticed effort, every moment I chose myself when no one else did. I faded in late, but I finished strong, and I no longer need anyone to understand why. Write it more brief.